The boxing world is abuzz with the latest developments surrounding the volatile training camp of Gervonta Tank Davis, the hard-hitting lightweight sensation. In a shocking turn of events, footage has emerged of Davis nearly coming to blows with one of his own sparring partners during a recent training session. According to the reports, Davis was engaged in a light sparring session with a fellow professional boxer, but things quickly took a turn for the worse. Tank began to throw increasingly hard punches, clearly intent on doing damage to his training partner, rather than sticking to the prescribed light contact. Isn't sparring supposed to be about practice? Why is he trying to knock him out in his training camp? Questioned one fan, echoing the sentiments of many within the boxing community. Initially, Davis' sparring partner attempted to de-escalate the situation, pleading with the fighter to tone down the intensity. He held him and told him not to hit hard, but once he was off the clinch, Tank continued hitting him hard until he got fed up and pushed Tank away, the report details. The tension threatened to boil over into an all-out brawl, with the two men ready to engage in a street fight. Fortunately, the other sparring partners in the gym quickly intervened, separating the two fighters before the situation could further deteriorate. No jokes with Tank at this moment. Man need to get into violent mode to beat Lamont Roach, commented one fan, alluding to Davis' upcoming rematch against the tough and savvy Lamont Roach Jr. Being friendly and cool didn't help him. He needs that killer instinct back, and he'd better let his partners feel the hit. However, not everyone was quick to condone Davis' actions, with some fans expressing concern over the unwarranted aggression displayed in the training session. I don't think this makes any sense. Lamont Roach is who you should be knocking out, not your sparring partner, one fan wrote. I don't just feel like this guy's got it anymore. We'll discover when the rematch happens. Another fan went even further, predicting a bleak outcome for Davis in the upcoming rematch. Tank falls to the ground on August 16th. Mark my words. He's just lost everything that made him special. He's struggling so hard to find himself when he's lost already. That's sad. I hope Lamont gets the win. The leaked footage has not only sent shockwaves through the boxing community, but has also raised concerns about Davis' mental state and his ability to maintain control in high-pressure situations. Surprisingly, the issues surrounding Davis extend beyond his training partners, as his own coach, Calvin Ford, has come forward with revelations about the fighter's behavior. According to Ford, the relationship between him and Davis has become strained, with the boxer displaying a concerning level of disrespect towards his longtime mentor. During one of the rounds in Davis' fight against Roach, the fighter blatantly disregarded Ford's instructions, yelling at him to calm down and listen to Davis instead. I pity that man so much. Tank is so disrespectful and rude, and he really can't do much without him, one fan lamented, referring to the close bond between Davis and Ford. Ford, who has been with Davis since the early stages of his career, has now opened up about the sacrifices he has made to support the young fighter, only to be met with ingratitude and disrespect. There's more to Gervonta Davis than the eye meets, and while he's been hiding under the guise of an invincible career, an impressive knockout ratio, and a large fan base, there's so much corruption from Tank behind the scenes, Ford revealed in a recent interview. The veteran trainer also shed light on Davis' perceived psychological bullying of his opponents, suggesting that it has been a key component of his success in the ring. However, Ford believes that this tactic can only take the fighter so far, and that true greatness lies in the ability to adapt and overcome adversity. This was exactly what happened in his fight against Lamont Roach, where he did all he could to bully the Washington fighter, but when he was outwitted, he began to bulge and could hardly do anything to save himself, the report states. As the boxing world eagerly awaits the highly anticipated rematch between Davis and Roach, the issues surrounding the former's training and personal relationships have cast a dark cloud over his preparations. Former WBO welterweight champion Timothy Bradley Jr. weighed in on the situation, acknowledging the challenges that Davis will face in the rematch. Tank knows what he brings. Tank knows he's a tough opposition. Tank knows that his style is tough as well, Bradley said. I'm sure he'll go back to the drawing board and see what they can improve on. They're going to put their best foot forward. However, Bradley also cautioned that Davis' recent controversies have tarnished his reputation, warning that the fighter needs to prove himself not only to his fans but also to himself. His name right now is getting dragged through the mud, And all those fans that was on his side, a lot of them are switching teams now, Bradley said. He's got a lot to prove. Not only to himself, but a lot to prove to his fans and his fan base out there. The rematch against Roach has now taken on an even greater significance for Davis, as he looks to not only regain his winning ways, but also to restore his tarnished reputation within the sport. With the details of his training camp turmoil now public, the pressure on Davis to deliver a dominant performance has intensified. The boxing world will be watching closely, eager to see if the young fighter can overcome the distractions and reclaim his status as one of the sport's most feared competitors. As the hype builds towards the Davis-Roach rematch, the underlying narrative has shifted from a simple tale of two talented boxers to a complex story of personal growth, redemption, and the price of greatness in the unforgiving world of professional boxing.